Here follows a brief history of the unit. Since July 31st, 1942, 40th Expeditionary Signal Battalion has given 80 years of dedicated service to the nation. Beginning with the Allied invasion of Normandy, 40th participated in combat operations in World War II, the Vietnam War, the First Gulf War, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation Enduring Freedom. It is also deployed in support of Operation Uphold Democracy in Haiti, the Somali Civil War, and Operation Joint Forge in Bosnia. 40th has engaged in numerous peacekeeping and stability operations in countries such as Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Poland, the Horn of Africa, as well as virtually all of NORTHCOM and Indo-PACOM areas of responsibility. In all, 40th has earned 27 battle streamers and 7 meritorious unit commendations. Additionally, Charlie Company has earned 2 more battle streamers, another meritorious unit commendation, and a Presidential Unit Citation for the 2003 invasion of Iraq. This rich and extensive history is unmatched in the Signal Corps and has resulted in 40th's unit motto, Bene Factum, or Well Done.
So as you can see, Team 40th's history is rich, and it didn't stop until basically December of this last year. However, this amazing organization and extensive history would not be possible without the soldiers you see standing before you and the past soldiers that were assigned to 40th ESB. And it's not just the soldiers, obviously. The teammates standing before you know my stance. It takes a family. So yes, it's the soldiers, but it's also the family. The family members and spouses. But for soldiers specifically, let's start back in World War II. Sergeants Decal, Barreto, for their outstanding service in World War II. PFC Buzank, Spec 4 Moser, and Spec 4 Eglin for their outstanding service, which I did not mention in the 1980 Winter Olympics. Most recently, in the last 2 years, PFC Hillary, a 25 Bravo from Alpha Company, who took control of the ComSec requirements and supported 5th Corps' CPX and Warfighter mission. Specialist Needham, Kadronowicz, Purnell's critical efforts to get the Smart T terminals up to allow hardened communications across the AORs. The team chiefs, which we ask so much of, squad leaders, platoon sergeants, platoon leaders, company supply sergeants, battalion staff, PAO, the PBO, command drivers, First Sergeants Gonzalez, Canty, Herring, Miss Bagel, Kelly, Carciolo, company commanders, LaPred, Sally, Peace, Blue Thompson, Schmidt, and Rhodes, Operations Sergeants Major Johnson and Richmond, my Iron Majors, McManus, Gentry, Stedman, and countless other soldiers and family members that came together to ensure that we provided superb care and support for all teammates assigned to the 40th. Command Sergeant Major Halstead, hands down, the best non-commissioned officer that I've had the honor of serving with in my career. I've never witnessed a more dynamic, compassionate, selfless servant as Command Sergeant Major Halstead. Thank you and Miss Meredith for everything that you've done for the team. We wish you and your family safe travels and continued success as you go to Fort Gordon and assume responsibility as a Brigade Sergeant Major of the 15th Regimental Signal Brigade.
Attention orders. The Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Command Sergeant Major Matthew J. Halstead for exceptionally meritorious service while serving as a Command Sergeant Major for the 40th Expeditionary Signal Battalion. Command Sergeant Major Halstead's leadership, professionalism, and dedication to duty were essential to the unit's success. His performance is in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3 Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Stephen W. Gillen, Major General, USA, Deputy Commanding General.
All right, Joe. Okay, Joe Smith. I can't say enough about it. I just mentioned it. It's a kind of a teaser. We're gonna talk a lot. New people on the field will be on the feet for quite a bit of time. Again, you look at the landscape. You look at the organization, 11th Signal Brigade, the history. What Sergeant Major and you have done not only to preserve the legacy of 40th, your efforts to close this battalion down. Or actually just put it in hibernation, as we like to think. Nobody could have done it better. Nobody embraced the legacy. Nobody embraced the traditions. There's all the units I've been in. No command team, I think, has done a better job preserving the legacy of an organization, championing that legacy, and then and moving it forward, projecting it forward, and leaving a lasting impression on the people within the organization. I mean, talk about 534 odd HUAs that may or may not appreciate the time that they were in 40th, but they'll definitely remember it. They'll definitely remember it. They'll look back on it, and that's important. So again, it's just a piece of cloth and metal. It represents your time in the battalion, but the memories and the impact the war doesn't represent, right? And I think everybody understands that and appreciates it. I know I appreciate it. Again, I'll say it again, and I'll say it multiple times. Right leader, right time for this organization. No one's done it better. Okay? All right. With that, published orders.
Attention orders! The Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Joseph A. Smith for exceptionally meritorious service while serving as a battalion commander for the 40th Expeditionary Signal Battalion. Lieutenant Colonel Smith's leadership, professionalism, and dedication to duty were essential to the unit's success. His performance is in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3 Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Stephen W. Gillen, Major General, USA, Deputy Commanding General.
So I'm not going to say a lot because I get a chance in a minute to speak, but obviously this is not me. It's all the teammates that make up the 40th and the families that make us who we are and where we're at today. So that's all I'm going to say, because I got a little bit more to say.
We stopped calling them hail and farewells long ago, and we started just farewelling people, unfortunately. It's a somber thing. If it sounds that way, it was kind of, well, it is what it is. But there was the one person we didn't yet. I'm not getting through this, so boss.
Be forever in my heart, because as I said yesterday during the open house, this is the most decorated Signal Battalion, and sir, like you said, one day they'll unfurl the color, and then the 40th will be alive and well somewhere again. But it's our major team. Thank you so much.
Battalion colors, ladies and gentlemen, symbolize the legacy that gets passed from leader to leader. If you look close at those colors, real close, you see the threads, the fibers that make up the colors. Those colors themselves represent this organization, and the fibers in it represent the people that make up and make it all come together. Each of those fibers, those streamers, tell their own story. Like everyone in front of you, everyone who has served in the Renegades, they have a story that contributed and helped make those colors what they are. Perhaps it was by chance, perhaps by luck, perhaps fate that brought the talent here to do this, to close this recent chapter. I can't speak to the mysteries of the world, whether that be luck, chance, or fate, but what I can say with conviction is that 2 passionate leaders led over 500 gifted people to this moment here today. Over the past 20 months, Colonel Smith and Sergeant Major Halstead led this team through one of the most challenging chapters of 40th history. With the support of the soldiers and leaders who stand before you, they've navigated the support demands of 3 of our Army Corps, while also divesting equipment and managing our most precious resource. Those threads in that guidon our people. They led with class, they led with compassion, they led honoring the legacy of this historic battalion.
Before the Civil War, and in lieu of an authorized national color, U.S. soldiers carried a blue organizational color on which was embroidered the arms of the United States and an American eagle bearing a shield on its breast. After the national color was authorized, the organizational color became the regimental color. Today, the organizational color, with battle streamers attached, join their unit in formations during ceremonies to signify their presence during past battles. Ladies and gentlemen, you will now witness the casing of the guidons for HHC, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie companies, followed by the casing of the battalion color. Pursuant to FORSCOM Order Number 279-10, dated 5 October 2020, 40th Expeditionary Signal Battalion is directed to inactivate no later than 15 October 2022. Personnel assets made available through this inactivation will be reassigned in accordance with current procedures. Commanders are instructed to dispose of their equipment in accordance with FORSCOM Regulation 700-5. The unit will contact the U.S. Army Center of Military History and HRC Awards Branch in order to update appropriate campaign credit and unit awards. Signed, Michael X. Garrett, General, U.S. Army, Commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and pay appropriate respects while the guidons in color of the 40th Expeditionary Signal Battalion retire from the field, thus taking their place in the archives of United States Army history.